I think a champion for biodiversity is anyone who is honestly trying their best to bring awareness about our natural habitats, promote protecting our natural habitats, and then planting native plants and getting rid of invasives.
I've led hikes in existing natural areas over the past 25 years to interpret the plant community as it relates to the geology of the site and the disturbance history that may be there. Restoration sites, especially when it comes to prairies, are very critical in that almost all of the tallgrass prairie in the eastern tallgrass region has been converted to agriculture. So there's very little remnant prairie left. And this is a really great site because this prairie is also attached to an existing savanna remnant. So insects and animals that have been able to hang on now have an expanded area of habitat. Humans are increasingly the determining factor in the presence of plant communities. Humans are making the decisions that are going to affect whether other organisms have a home for the future.
And without the assistance of champions for biodiversity, we're going to lose a lot of these plants in our lifetimes because our natural areas are being encroached upon by development, by invasive species, and we need to stop that from happening and protect these natural areas. So the more people we can get on board doing that, the better off we'll be.
Invasive species disrupt biodiversity in many ways. And this can happen on a very large scale. Things like Asian bush honeysuckle, an invasive shrub that can get 15 feet tall, covers hundreds of thousands of acres in Indiana. When they move into an area, they displace the native plants and all of the food chains that are out there. So it's a real concern for impacts to biodiversity.
So until we want to be the 20th generation of people living on Mars, we have this planet that we need to take care of and not destroy it. You can see the glandular hairs. That helps. A lot of times it's education and experiences are the two things that are lacking for people to want to get out there and help. If you have an interest in plants or anything with nature, just start learning. There's free resources out there, and don't get overwhelmed. Nobody knows everything. It's impossible. Just go out there and learn one thing at a time and just enjoy it. And I think you'll really start to see forests a lot differently. Now when I go out, I see forests as communities. I don't see them as just trees and plants and dirt.
I'm able to help people to understand that yes, if you plant native plants in your yard, you're doing a good thing, but here's why, and here's the story behind that plant. Here's why this plant is important. And to take people on hikes in natural areas and show them the amazing biodiversity of these areas when they think that they're seeing just a handful of plants and I show them there are 40 plants within a square yard. I think that that kind of education excites people, shows people that there's more that can be done, and helps overall the Native Plant Society to be a champion for biodiversity and all of our members to become better champions for biodiversity individually as well.
Which means we want our members to actively work to help conserve and increase appreciation of native plants.